Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Iris Dragees from Maison Lancome. If you'd like to know what I think about this fragrance, then keep watching. First things first, I did do kind of a mini first impressions of this a very long time ago. I'd say about a year and a half ago, maybe longer on my channel. And then when I reviewed it and I did that kind of like mini first impressions, I wasn't super wowed by it. And the reason why I will get into when I go into the note breakdown. But obviously I purchased a purse spray of it and I wore it and I fell in love with it. So I purchased a bottle. So for transparency purposes, I purchased this bottle. It was not sent to me to review. So let's get into the notes and then I will get into how this fragrance breaks down on the skin and then if I think it's worth it. Well, I bought it, so obviously I think it's worth it. Okay, so the top notes of this fragrance are bergamot and pink pepper. At the heart, you're gonna have freesia, orange blossom, vanilla, almond, sugar, and iris, and then you're going to have some white musk and orris at the base. This fragrance is very much a gourmand scent, but it very much is an iris scent. So you have to like gourmand fragrances and you have to like super powdery floral fragrances to really appreciate this scent. Now, when I first purchased this fragrance in its purse form, I wanted to kind of wear it a little bit because at the time I really was into iris scents and I still really am into iris scents, that's never went away. But I wanted to give this fragrance a real shot. So some fragrances I don't quite get everything on the first few wears. It takes a little bit of time. It might take 5 wears or 10 wears to really kind of pick up the little nuances of the scent and really fall in love with it. It really needs to bloom on my skin, and this is one of those fragrances. And for me personally, that was the almond note. Now, if you guys don't know, I absolutely adore almond in fragrances. It's such a beautifully delicious scent, and it's a note that I don't see in a lot of different things utilized properly. And so this is a fragrance, when I saw the almond note, I was really excited and I didn't pick it up right away, and that's I think one of the reasons that kind of made it fall a little flat for me the first time I wore it. It was beautiful, but it wasn't like Maison Lancome beautiful. If you guys don't know, that's like one of my favorite lines of fragrances ever. So I decided to purchase a purse spray because I did like it and I kind of wanted to see how it wore on my skin. And it took some time for my nose to actually pick up the almond. It wasn't that it took time for it to dry down and to be there, but there were so many different things going on in this scent. A lot of not conflicting things, but a lot of complementary things. And with the vanilla and the sugar in there being very sweet, it kind of hid the almond for the first, I'd say 3 to 5 wears. But when I started to actually pick out the almond, I would say that's when I started to really like fall in love with this scent pretty hardcore. The almond to me is what makes this fragrance. It really sets apart the iris and really kind of elevates the other notes without being contradictory to the idea of this like powdery, soft, sweet floral scent. Vanilla and sugar are very sweet and they can be a little bit, not dumb, but they're in so many different fragrances, there's no magic to it. But I think that the almond in there kind of gives it that slight sweet nuttiness. And the pink pepper gives it that slight little bit of fruitiness. Because if you guys don't know, pink pepper is a slightly like aromatic, peppery, but it's got a little tinge of fruitiness in there, like teeniest amount. And the thing is once I picked up the almond, I picked up that little bit more of the pink pepper, and then everything came into balance. And that's when everything kind of like clicked and I was like, oh my gosh, this scent is absolutely stellar. And so once my nose was able to really kind of pick out the almond and what the almond was doing, that's when everything fell and all the pieces fell into place and this became like a magical scent. But it did take, I'd say, about 5 to 6 wears on my skin for that to happen because the vanilla was so strong and because the sugar was so strong, and then you have the orange blossom and the iris and everything in there, and sometimes the freesia would come off a little bit soapy. It took some time, but once like my nose kind of, like my olfactive palette, so to say, kind of clicked into place and kind of grabbed what this fragrance was supposed to be, I found it every single time. And let me say, you have to wear this fragrance on your skin because if you smell it on a strip, you don't pick up any of that. Like, it just, the little nuances of this scent are completely lost. It really needs to be on skin. And so that was exciting, and that's what made me fall in love with this scent. And so obviously, if you guys know, I love Almond, I love Iris, I love Gourmond, I love Maison Lancome, and after a while this just became a scent that I had to have in my collection. Now, because of the move and everything going on, I just kind of put it off. So when there was the Neiman Marcus sale, Mother's Day sale, I was like, I'm finally gonna get it, because I had set money aside for it. So I finally picked it up and I'm just in love. It's beautiful. Now for performance, this performs like a beast. I do get about close to 8 to 10 hours of wear. The first 4 hours, it is moderate projection and sillage. When it comes down to the last little bit, it is more intimate. I'd say it's about to your elbows. If people come up and talk to you, they can smell you. Iris is a very special note where people can pick it up. Same thing with vanilla. They do have a bit of a kind of heft and a texture to your aura or your cloud of scent around you. But at the same time, it's not crazy overpowering too. It does become a little bit more intimate, I'd say around like the 4 to 5 hour mark. Even though this is a floral scent that is predominantly powdery, and normally I would say steer clear of those for professional settings, I actually don't think that this one is as crazy powdery or as crazy out of control floral as other Iris scents that I've smelled. And because it has a little bit of a sweetness to it, I definitely think that this would smell really nice in a professional setting. So I don't think this would be a bad fragrance to wear if you were going to work or something like that. Any case, this is a beautiful scent. I am so happy to finally have as part of my collection and review for you guys. It did take me a few wears to really fall in love with it and to appreciate the little nuances that made this thing a real beauty. So I definitely recommend sampling first, but I do love it. And if you guys like Iris scents and Gourmond scents, I definitely recommend giving this a shot. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will actually link below where I did the little kind of first impressions thing if you want to see my initial thoughts on this scent and kind of compare it to now when I purchased a bottle, if you're just interested. But in any case, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.